Hello, welcome back. So it has been a while since I have done a video here on YouTube, besides cooking videos, but not like in person. But it's that time of the year. Gardening is coming soon. I'm about 10 weeks away from my last frost date. So if you don't know your last frost date, Google it up. No one else can help you except Google in this case. But I wanted to give you an overall quick tour, or pretty much just chat about what's my plan for this year. And I want to start off with saying that I want to say I have 3 goals. I want to grow garlic, onions, and more flowers, because with everything else I was pretty successful last year. And the issue with last year was that I had severe olive leaf miners, and I just plan to cover them with insect netting this year to see how it goes. But besides that, I have so many flowers that I want to start growing. And some of you might already have probably seen a pattern as to my channel. So I do a lot of pretty much growing, gardening, harvesting, food preserving, and also cooking. I do cook a lot from scratch. It's something that I enjoy and have enjoyed ever since I was little, to be honest. But I want to say roughly for the past 2-3 years, I kind of slowed down a bit because I had some medical issues. To be quick, I have a spinal cord tumor, so I have physical limitations. So for the past 2 years, that's when it was diagnosed. When I had my son, he's soon to be 3. But that's when it was diagnosed about 2 years ago. And since then, I have been trying to work and also adjust my lifestyle, gardening, even driving. It sucks, but it's a very high risk surgery because surgeons will go into my spinal cord, which can impair my walking. We don't know what short-term, long-term. There's so many risks associated, especially where it is, if I recall correctly, it's at T7 to 311. Yeah, so I've been modifying things here and there, and I've also been cleaning and organizing my home to make things easy when it comes to gardening. But one of the things that I have also pretty much finalized organizing is my seed storage. In general, I've been a pretty good organized person. It's just I needed to tweak little things here and there. But a lot of people hate these. I don't know why. But I do know why. It's because most people are not fully organized with them. I'm sorry for saying that, but it's true. So a lot of people would just stack them here, and that's it, right? Or organize the seeds by putting like peppers in one container, tomatoes in the other one. But I do something else on top of it. I actually label them by when I should start them. So, to be quick, here, this is yarrow. So once you find out when's your last frost date, you want to look back. You're gonna have to look back when you should start your seeds. So if it says your last frost date, in my case, is roughly April 21st, and yarrow, it says I have to start them roughly 12 weeks before my last frost date. And that falls on January 20th, roughly. It's not accurate dates because it will change here and there. But that's when roughly I should start it, within a week from this date. So that's how I have them labeled, all of my seed packets, all of them, like in here. And I have also a packet here that says to direct, so such as poppies and also some sunflowers. But in here, let me go back to the last one. It says March 15th. So, and that is, I need to sow calendula because it grows quite quickly. Same with alyssum, they grow quite quickly. So I want to say that this works as long as you're organized. I think everything in life works if you're organized. But yeah, that's what I finalized doing this. I would say early December. I just put a label on them. That's all I did because everything else I had it organized. And then I started some seeds already. I started quite a few plants downstairs in my basement. And this is the second year. This is the second year that I have my plants in the basement. I used to have it on top of my garage, but because of my back problems and going up the stairs, and that's also because it's not the safest, I decided to move into my basement, and I had them on the right side when I go down, but now I moved them all the way to next to the door. Why? Because I want to carry as little as possible, well, heavy things especially, or making a lot of trips on the stairs going out to the basement. But that's what I've done. I move things around a lot. I created a lot of space even for my kids to play around. But I'll be showing you in a bit what the space looks like and the things that I use to grow my plants. So stay with me and I'll show you. So we're in my basement, and when I come down, this is the right side. This is where I used to have all of my grow lights, seed starting things, but now I create space because we're gonna be exercising a little bit here and there. Now I put all of my pressure canners, water bath canners, dehydrator, things like that, and also my canned goodies here, and even empty jars. I haven't bought beans in the longest. Corn is something that I wouldn't can anymore. I don't know, it gets, all of the sweetness is drained out with the water. I do love jam, peach jam. I made some apple butter, blackberry jam, marinara sauce, pickles. We love pickles. But a lot of the things we have consumed already. That's why it looks empty. But this is the space now. There's a lot of space now because we cleaned a lot of things here. All right, so this is my kids' play area. They have like this swing thing. My daughter's tumbling things. Right now, it doesn't look organized because they were playing here last night. But let me turn on the light so you guys can see now all of my things. Well, I don't think it made a difference. But that's the exit door. And I have some containers like trays here. And I have another station because I do use it once it comes to starting tomatoes, because I'll have a lot of things to move out. And most of the time I do end up potting my tomatoes because they grow quickly, and yeah, it will take space. Ultimately, all of the space I'll use it. And last year I don't think I used the bottom 2 shelves, but this year I know I will because I started a lot of flowers already, and I will show you right now. So this is some Luna plant, I believe, if I recall correctly. This is yarrow. It's so big already. My grandma transplanted them for me. She loves gardening as well, so I gave her something to do. This is lavender. This is the Vera lavender from In My Gardener. Onions, they're doing decent. These are doing decent for some reason. They don't look the strongest, but the ones that I started very early into January 1st actually, these are doing phenomenal. These are the early New Yorkers, and the ones in the back are called Rosa de Milano. And these seeds are actually 3 years old. I don't know whether that's why they look very thin, but a lot of them didn't germinate, and I want to say because either the seeds were old or because I buried them too deep. Because as you can see here, there's an onion that was trying to come up right in here green, and I have to help out a lot of onions for the seeds, the shell to come out from the soil because they were stuck. They were like a upward U sort of thing. Here I have some of my echinacea. I do have, I don't know, I would say like 50% germination. And I don't blame on the seeds. I blame it on myself because ever since I moved all of my seeds to this side, so the furnace isn't there, but ever since I moved it here, I feel like the soil dries faster. And what that means is you need to water them more frequent. And that's when I noticed that I have to water them more frequent because a lot of seeds did germinate, but they ended up dying on me because I didn't check them as too quickly or early. So these are, let me see, these are snapdragons. More flowers in the back. I have some violas in the back, or on the middle, and then in the back I have broccoli. So I planted. These are no longer on the heating pad. I think this is what it's called, or germination pad. But I already started here some lettuce as well. Lettuce doesn't need heat to germinate. Neither does the broccoli in the back. That's why it's fine to use these, even though I have flowers. Well, ultimately they'll need to move that out and plant it out soon. And all the way in the bottom, I have eucalyptus. This is I'm very excited for eucalyptus. It's one of my favorite scents, I want to say. And I already potted these here. They used to be in one of these 10-20 trays, but now they're here. And these are some Chinese money plants, I believe. I propagated because the one that I have in my dining area was way too woody and bare. Like the stalk was pretty much bare with no leaves, and it was curling. So I decided to trim them. And I'm gonna get more babies, and I'm gonna give these away to some families because some of them want it. But yeah, this is exciting. And these are all the flowers. And I already started my hot peppers. Hot peppers, I started last year at the same time. And I'm sure no one germinated because I think this is day 3 since I started them. Yeah. And in here on the other side I have more lettuce. No, not lettuce, must be something else. Yeah, it is lettuce. I had to stop for a minute because I don't know why I placed it on the heat mat. But yeah, a lot of them have germinated already, but they do not need. No, I'm sorry, this is not lettuce. This is lemongrass, and lemongrass does need a heat mat. And yeah, they're sown very heavily because they have a poor germination rate. Even though the packet says that, I've had really good luck with lemongrass. I have given a lot of plants to my mom. She actually asked me to give her 3 plants, and I have started 6. And I may keep one for myself, maybe another one for other friends or family. But yeah, look, they have germinated. It's funny, the seeds look identical to lettuce. So I'm gonna cover these because some of them need to sprout a little more. But again, I move everything next to the door, so I have to make fewer trips because I used to walk from the opposite side to the door with trays with back problems. So that wasn't convenient at all. And now that will help me speed up bringing them outdoors when I need to acclimate them. And the other things is some of you might be wondering the lights. These are shop lights. These are LED, and I believe the Kelvin is 3,500 to 5,000. I got them at Walmart, and some of them I got them from Amazon as well. Let me see. This is actually 4,000. So yeah, they're in that range, approximately. But you have to lower them in order for them to germinate. These are still germinating, as you can see. Some babies here. They're pretty low. You need to lower them in order for the seed to reach. In order for the light to reach the seed, so it will germinate. Once they have germinated, I move them to the lower area where the lights are higher. So I have them in order. Because of the plastic dome for germination, I can't put it too low or also touch the plastic, so I don't want it to be like a fire hazard or any of that. But that's the lowest I can get it, and they still germinating fine. As you can see here, And these are quite low once they see some seeds sprouting. And then on the bottom shelves again, that's when they have more space for the plants to grow. Usually this is where my tomatoes and peppers and eggplants end up being once they're up potted. Probably in lights I have spent roughly $100 to $150. Like this section I probably spent $100. They were quite cheap roughly 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. On this area probably spent 60, so total probably 160 in lights. And on the shelves, this one I actually got it for free, and it's the best thing that I could have ever hunted and gotten because I got it from Facebook Marketplace, and the guy who gave it to me was very kind and he gave it to me, and I'm very happy and pleased. And the other one I actually bought it from this is the Amazon brand. I think I paid like $60. I know now it's like $100, close to $80 roughly in there. But yeah, you can look on Facebook Marketplace for shelves. I do like the ones with wheels, that way you can move them around. And I have another additional shelf here, which with some random things like some chains to hook some lights if I need to, some vermiculite, some more containers, some extra water so I can water them and not let my plants die. The other thing that has been very handy for me is this sprayer. Well, it doesn't have pressure right now, but I come in and lightly water them because they need water to germinate, right? Besides light, the soil needs to be moist. And yeah, you should get one of these, some LED shop lights, a shelf if you have one, or hunt a marketplace. But that's how I started. You don't have to go crazy, and everything that I have right now here has taken me a good 4 years to gather and invest, because when you get things, everything accumulates, and money adds up. Money adds up, so everything is not cheap. And what I invested on last year is the 1020 trays from Bootstrap Farmer, and this is game changer. No more flimsy trays like this one, like they're breaking already. I only use these like for things that are not as important, but everything else that I put a lot of time and effort on, I do put them in a good container. I do soil blocking. Where's my soil blocker? Here, to save some money on buying like additional trays. These are the very first trays that I got when I started gardening. I got them from Amazon, and these are like the only ones that have lasted me. Those I got from I think Ocean State Job Lot, but everything else I have invested on these trays. This is pretty much their second season, and they have been holding on and working wonderfully for me. So if you have like the extra money, I do recommend these. And of course, heat mat. Go for it, because some of the plants do need heat in order to germinate. Even though I think the basement right now is probably in the 65 temp, which is fine for broccoli and lettuce, but not for your peppers and eggplants and tomatoes even. So yeah, that's my tips in here for you guys for this upcoming and exciting gardening season. I'm very excited for flowers, very excited for garlic and onions, because those are the things that we consume the most. Forgetting something important too, you need to get yourself a timer so you can save some money on electricity. So this heat mat and this light do not go off until and once it'll only go off once the seeds that I been growing germinated, and then I'll move them to the bottom here. And these have a timer. The rest of the bottom 3 have a timer, so they all go off at the same time. But these do not go off unless the seeds have germinated, and that's when they move them. And then I unplug these because I will no longer be growing seeds. So that's something good to invest on a timer. So that's all, my friends. This is what I wanted to share with you, my whole setup. So things are more efficient here, so I can do things faster without getting hurt. Because going to the opposite side wasn't convenient at all. I just had it there because it was warmer. I felt like it was warmer, but I think this side is warmer because it's next to the furnace. But this is my full setup. I hope you were able to grab some ideas, some tips, or even make things better. I always say this, my goal is for you to make things better than you already have them, because besides learning, I think a lot of people can improvise on my ideas or on people's ideas, right? So thanks so much by stopping by, and as a bonus again, I'll be showing you how my greenhouse looks like, because my son started some seeds, cilantro and lettuce. Yep, my almost 3-year-old. Let me also give some treats to my chickens and see how many eggs we got. There's 3. There's a 4th one all the way on the other side. So here you go. Some lettuce. Oh, let me give you all. I gave them some yesterday too, and they finished it all. Thank you, chickens. So here, look at it. My toddler grew this. He pretty much threw a lot of seeds. I just saw him where to do it. And he went extra with the cilantro because he knows we eat a lot of it. But this is how everything looks like quickly. My I think this is a brown Select Satsuma. Yep. I remember the orange that was barely alive, the Caracara. Look at the buds. So it was the best, look at the growth. It was the best decision to dig it out and put it in a fabric pot. Even though it was too big, that's why I decided to put some greenery so it wouldn't be soaking wet all the time. But I also feel like at times it was too dry, so the perfect way to balance it out, I think it was with starting some greenery. All of the peppers, look at all the peppers that I started. Well, not started, that over winter, sorry. And look in there, that's a Caracara. Look at the growth. Do you see the little hands right there? And I ordered 3 rosemary plants. I have an extra, this one that I bought in late fall, but I fell in love with rosemary because it's really good for the hair. And I feel like I don't need a conditioner after I do apple cider vinegar rinse with rosemary, because it leaves it so smooth. But then I got 3 extra ones, one for my brother and one I will keep the other 2, because I started to enjoy cooking with rosemary, especially steaks. But this is the overall look. Very excited. So thank you so much for staying with me again. I hope you learned something. And again, my goal is for you to make things better than what I'm doing. Alrighty, take care. These are the butt nuggets. That's what I call them, butt nuggets, for my chicken nuggets.